What up? It's a boy Kim back again. Present Mr. Kim and Capital. So I want to talk about how the crypto market is right now. This is my Bitcoin chart. But just before that, let's check out what's happening on Twitter. Because remember, this is the first place where we get information. You can see Arbitrum is trending. Why is Arbitrum trending, guys? So people are asking me, when I go to my Twitter, I don't see things that are trending in the US and whatnot. And for anyone who's not in the US. So what do you do? So what happens is I don't know if you can do it from here. Let me go to explore first. Yeah, explore settings. Okay, and then once you get to the settings, you go to explore locations and you choose which location you want to see news from. So for me, I've chosen the United States. Okay, so I've chosen the USA. You can just have any place in the USA, right? So for me, you can see it's United States. So if you want to see exactly what's happening in the US States, you're gonna see that, or you can just click show content in this location and to localize it for you. But for us, we international bodies. We are dealing in a very international uh, topic, or rather not topic but rather career. So we want to know what's happening in the US right now as it's happening, so that we're all in the term. So we have seen Coinbase that are starting to say that USDC is the better option. When you click on the USDT, we're gonna see exactly that, guys. See, that's the first thing. Coinbase switch to a trusted stablecoin. USD coin USD USDC now convert Tether USDT to USDC with zero fees. So they have removed all the fees to convert Tether to USDC, which they deem to be more secure than Tether. Of course, there's a lot of fact that was always surrounded USDT since I got into crypto, and I think it is something that has been recurring since 2017. These guys are claiming to have collateral that's backing up each USDT, but sources others are saying that it's not. So you never know. We don't have really strong concrete facts about it. So let's see why then now USDT is trending. Probably people are starting to cash out. Of course, the same. Um, let's see if there's anything important. So blockchain said Coinbase issued an article calling merchant of USDT to USDC and will waive the fees for global users convert USDT and USDC. Previously, Binance delisted all USDC trading pairs, and the war between stablecoins and their supporters continues. Very true. Yeah, Binance, they definitely delisted USDC trading pairs, but you can still send USDC to Binance, but it will immediately be converted to BUSD. That's that's crazy. Like they don't want competition. They know USDC is gonna be supported by probably the government or endorsed by the government because of its ties with those guys. Yeah, I hope people are not selling out USDT now that Coinbase is saying that. And you see, when the FAD continues, things are gonna get pretty active really soon. Pretty ironic that FTX and Genesis imploding uh, blew up most of the active tether shots. I bet it ramps up as big boys attempt to start a redemption run. So look at the confluence of USDT, USD exchange rate, USDT market cap, CRV, CRV triples breakdown. Okay, there's some data there. Anywho, let's wait and see. If you have money in USDT, I think it's time to just be safe. Remember, we don't want to be caught up with the Luna saga or FTX saga. Yet we have had rumors before. It's crazy. It's very hurting. I have been a victim of the FTX and the Luna crash, both of them. So I know how it feels. Waking up in the morning and boom, you cannot withdraw your cash, or you're saying you have tokens and you're left as a bag holder. You have tokens in your wallet, they're worth zero, right? They're worth nothing. So Solana FTs are still trending, but I don't think right now only the people who are really experienced in the NFT space are making money. If you're not really into it, like having it as a career, my friend, you're gonna lose money, right? What's trending here in Kenya? Petite. What do you mean by petite, guys? So this one, Ray Nudes leaked. You're welcome. Who's already changed. People keep saying about that thing, I don't know why. Anyway, that's not important anymore. Let's now get directly to the charts and see what's popping, guys. What's popping, guys. So as you all know, my strategy is very simple. I look at the direction of bias of the higher time frame, which is the daily and weekly, and then I go down to the 4 hour to map out my key zones. And how do I map out my key zones? Using the volume profile, okay? And I just do it in a fashioned way. So one, I have the previous quarter volume profile, okay, which is this one, the big one here. All right. Then if the current quarter has already broken the low or the high of that previous quarter, okay, I now draw another one immediately from where the the break was done. So for instance, in this case, once we broke this value really high here, I took this just on that candle right there to where we are at right now. Let me just do it and see if it's gonna give us the same exact places. Now look at that. So what I'm seeing is that we have just the point of control is still the same, but uh, the value of the high is a little bit adjusted, and the value of the low as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna increase that range there, and the same with this, I'm gonna increase that range there. So what that does is now gives me an exact zone which to note. So you can see here we have bullish break on structure on value area high awaiting reaction. So this is the value area high, which means the most of you call it the resistance or the supply zone, right? So I'm waiting to see, we are seeing here your bounce 3 times. Okay, if you break it, well and good. If you don't, I'll be waiting. You can see I was short and bearish just before that once we were, during this drop. Remember, I had a buy here, which I took a loss. So, yeah, I thought we had broken and we were going further up, but then we also didn't come all the way to the point of control. So I feel like this was just a retest and then we come further down. This depends with what the DXY is gonna do. So I'm very, very patient on that. I also analyze Solana, and remember my strategy is still the same. Okay, so I draw the quarterly. If you have the previous quarter VP, if we've broken it, I come again. Let's do it with Solana and see if we are adjusting anything as well. Come here, since we broke this value area low for the last quarter, I want to know since then, since we broke that, how far are we? Okay, I want to know that. Boom, that one is exactly right. So those are my key zones. I don't want to guess. I don't want to have I'm not doing guesswork here, guys. I'm not doing guesswork. What I'm doing here is making sure I map out zones that have the most orders, right? That have the most orders. So after we broke this value of the high, this is the highest point where most orders were placed, and that's why you can see we had a very huge drop. This is the lowest place where orders were placed, okay, and this is the where most orders are placed, and you can see we are still lingering around this point of control zone right here. Let me zoom in, okay, and that's why I'm saying I'm still bullish. Bullish supposed to be break of structure. BOS, bullish break of structure on point of control. So yeah, I've broken this. Once we broke here, I thought we were bearish, but now we are still holding it tight. So I'm waiting to see, but I'll show you the DXY is what will give us the exact thing that we want. So I'm in a trade here. I'm still testing out the strategy, so I'm still on a demo account. Okay, I'm now forward testing. I've already back tested, now forward testing to see if it's working. So you can see I had this entry right here, which was triggered, and then price almost went to my stop loss, but then boom, bounced again. So we've held this value area low, very tightly. Remember, I have them in colors. So the green one is the value area low, the lowest point. Point of control is the middle one, and the yellow one is the value area high. It's high. So I'm expecting us to bounce all the way to the point of control before anything else happens. So that's why I'm still holding this trade and very bullish about it. Very strong this is about it. So let me just hide this quickly so that we get left with a new one, which is this one. So this is the Dixie. This is also now the most important piece of the pie. You can see here we are almost breaking this value area low, which is a very key zone. Once we break it to make lower lows, which remember these are the lower lows, this is the lowest low of this of this pair, okay, and you can see we are in consistent lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower low, lower high. So I expect us to have a lower low all the way to this dotted line here, which is the value area low of the entire year to date, right? So it's December 1st to December 1st 2022, December 2021 1st to December 2022. This was the lowest point in which most orders were placed. So if you break here, I expect us to bounce all the way here. And of course, since this is inversely correlated to the markets, okay, this is the dollar strength, right? So if the dollar breaks, giving us new lows, then I expect the market to have a small rally. That's why I'm still holding my long for ApeCoin. Then this is QQQ. Those who don't know QQQ what it is also just another form of the Nasdaq, right? So you can see here I also took a loss here. Once we bounced, broke this point of control, I took a long here to the value high, but then price came back down, and now I'm seeing a retest before we go further down, or we break further up if the Dixie continues making new lows. Then gold right here. So these are the only tokens I analyze. I love to keep myself updated with what happened in the traditional markets as much as I am in the crypto market. So you can see we also bounced up value high, and we came back down as if we are coming back to the point of control, but then we are now retesting it. So waiting for that reaction, watching it closely as well, very closely. So it is what it is, guys. That's exactly what I'm up to right now. Yeah, and again, let me insist, guys, you guys need to have a trading journal. Okay, I started mine in November professionally. The rest were just writing them down, things and all. And then I realized if I can start having a trading journal that I'm recording every single day, guys, you can see I also have the emotional done where I just write down what I feel that day. Okay, this is exactly what I feel and what I'm looking for. So I know what I'm looking for from the morning when I wake up. And if I see a confluence that's making sense to me, boom, I get into the trade. Okay. So you can see my longs here. Okay. These are my longs, my shorts that I've placed. Okay. You can see my thesis here. So for every token, these tokens here, so for this, like for instance, QQQ, once I click it, you can see the first thing is how the chart was during the first day of that week. I just put down my thesis, and every single day I have a screenshot of what happened and if my thesis was validated or not. So this is where we are. This today you can see 1 hour ago, and you can just click that there and you can see I'm waiting. This is the QQQ. I'm waiting for the point of control retest, and bear this is still valid. As long as we're below this, I expect us to come all the way here, unless we break with a bang and go all the way to the value of the high. So I'm waiting. I only trade when we get to these zones, not in between. So I'm just patient. Remember, I'm still on my 4-hour time frame. So once I get to those zones, that's when I go down to look for entries. So basically that, guys, nothing much. And I also have my economic calendar that's very tight here. I want to know what's happening. We only know the important news that are coming on next week on Tuesday. The core inflation rate, waiting for that. We're also waiting for the inflation rate year on year. And then the following day now is when they're gonna have a lot of stuff going on, where we're gonna see the Fed interest rate decision and the OMC economic projections. So what we are waiting for, if the inflation rate is lower, we expect the Fed to also reduce the rate hikes, at least give us at least even 50, not 75 basis points. And then if it's higher, then of course expect a 75 basis points, which means now we're gonna see that aggression going on forward, because clearly what they're doing is not working. But if it's working, then they're gonna slow down, which at least gonna give us a relief bounce in the market. So those are the key main things. I have my fundamentals in check, I have my technicals in check, I have my psychology in check, because this helps with the psychology, guys, and learning, because every end of week I have to review, I have to make sure that yeah. And I never showed you here, this is my strategy, very simple. At this point in time, it's called DHLT strategy. So it's D for directional bias, H for high time frame key zones, which is now the year to date volume profile, and then low is a low time frame key zones, which is now the last quarter volume profile zones, right? And then once that is in check, I also go down to the now previous week sometimes, right? If I want to refine it, right? I go to the volume profiles of the previous week, so that I know if you're trading higher or lower or in between that previous week zone. And then T is for trading opportunities. Now, once price goes to these key zones, then this is just break of structure. The other things are right there. So if someone sees my charts and sees short, they know it's change of character. That means this direction bias is changing. MS is market structure, where P is well profile, and break of structure is when price breaks highs or lows. Basically, that is it right now. I know my strategy has changed really bad, not bad, but really so much from, if you check out my previous video on my different strategies on support, resistance, trend lines, and whatnot. But I mean, that's growth now. As a trader, I think when you're beginning your journey, you juggle around very many strategies trying to look at the holy grail. But until you start now nailing down and getting refined to one single strategy, doesn't work. So I've been testing this strategy for the past 2 months. I'm still looking at it. FTX fucked our funds, so now it got no capital to trade with, very little on Binance. So I'm still testing out this, right? So cheers, guys. See you when you see me. In fact, this I never showed you this trade that's going on with ApeCoin. We are up on $71. Not bad, but if we hit TP, it will be better, right? This trade right here. From here to here, you can see you're $71 and you're still just above the entry zone. You break these highs, and I'm sure you're getting to the TP. We don't, we're going further down, which means we get stopped out, right? It is what it is, but I'm comfortable with my risk. That's perfect. Cheers, guys. Make sure you follow me, make sure you subscribe, follow me on TikTok, anywhere, man. I got you guys.